Yes. Welcome everybody. Welcome to this spontaneous, unexpected, or I guess unplanned is maybe something that we could say, but I actually wanted to stream last week. And things happened, man. Things happened. So today what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna hang on a little bit and noodle around with Picotron. Just like I don't have major goals. I don't want to be prototyping on high stakes today. I'm just not in the mood for that. Also, I will have a class in 2 to 3 hours, so I don't want to be like in the weeds of the game development and then have to stop. At least not in a kind of lockdown, kind of like lean in kind of game development. So today we're gonna be a little bit relaxing, a little bit relaxing, if you know what I mean. There's actually something I wanted to pursue. I wanted to. Because I've been playing so much Final Fantasy VII. Did I say 7? I meant 3. Because I've been playing so much Final Fantasy 3. I wanted to see what it looks like when you put Final Fantasy NES resolution assets in a Picotron. Because I'm not quite sure how the resolution of Picotron relates to NES. I know that Pico 8 and Game Boy are a close match. Pico 8 is a little bit more zoomed in, so to speak. But I don't know how that works with Picotron and NES. So yeah, I want to maybe do that today. Just chilling out a lot about a chunky rally. Oh, Taxi Comics, let's go! Taxi Comics is knocking out of the park, man. Tutorial race. Chunky letters. Nice. That's like sprite stacking, right? That's the idea. Or maybe it's polygonal. It looks polygonal. Wow, look at this. Oh man, the trees are sick. Yeah, that looks amazing, man. Oh no, I'm dead. Yeah, man, I love that kind of full 3D. Looks sick. That's so sick, man. Yeah, it feels like the trees are polygonal. Hard to tell. Like okay, so the lamppost suggests it's sprite stacking. Oh, am I going the wrong way? Oh, that's teaching me that I'm going the wrong way? Oh, I don't understand the indicating. Dude, just put wrong way on the screen. No, wait. Huh? I don't understand. See, it's a tutorial, but it's not teaching me jack shit. Wait, what? What? Why is the arrow gone? Wait, how is the arrow go? Why is it suddenly the goal? What? Let me try this again. I don't understand. Ah, okay. So if we go to the arrow, it lands on the ground. Yeah, I think the thing I was confused with. The thing I was confused. Oh, so now that's where. Oh, so I made the race backwards. That's so funny. The thing I was confused with, it starts you out at a crossroads. And Crossroads like suggests there's multiple ways of going, right? You gotta start at a you gotta start at a straight. You can't start at a crossing. Yeah, like I wouldn't clock that the arrow on the right side of the screen is pointing where I need to go. Like I'm just not looking there. Like it's a racing game. I'm looking up. I don't know. Going sideways is such a unnatural way of thinking. That's why I went up immediately. I've seen games where you go sideways, but usually they start as straight, so there's like no confusion which direction you're going. But even then, the indicators would be like center screen. Interesting. Okay, let's do some challenges. Easy fun. See, this is way better. Why isn't this the tutorial? Yeah, this is so much easier! Oh my gosh! This should be the tutorial! No crosswords on anything. I feel like the game needs to be faster. Like there's no danger of me going off-road. Although there's a bit of an issue that when you're driving too fast, you need like crazy reaction times to react to the corners. Okay, that was okay. Santa's baby. Oh, snow. Yeah, baby. Oh, narrow. You see, it feels like I'm already going full steam, like I'm not even accelerating anymore. That's a little bit sad. It's like a little bit. Come on. It's not really a rally, really. It's like a Sunday stroll. And why am I? The crashes are also weirdly unkinetic. You just like stop and there's smoke coming out. Throw the car around a little bit, have some fun. Make the car spin at least. I mean, it's fair. It's difficult to do this kind of stuff. Also, man, who made this track with all those obstacles on the sides, man? That wouldn't happen in a real rally, right? Ah, there's cars I can unlock? No way. I see. But I finished with a Pinter. Oh, okay. Wait, I did finish with a Pinter, didn't I? Okay, let's try this again. Let's try to get a new car. I need a better car. Or does it mean that I have to finish all of the tracks with a Pinter? Okay, 43. Bronze. Oh, okay. Wow! It unlocks all of the cars, huh? Let's go with Scooby. Oh, there's a ghost! Look at this, this is sick. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This should have been a default car, man. What the heck? Oh, what the frick? Now we're cooking. Wow, that was good. Ah, easy with that kind of car. What is the Dreamster? I want to see the Dreamster. There's a lot to this game. That's very cool. You know what? I don't know. Dragster in a rally. It's not. Maybe. Okay, you can destroy stuff. That's so sick. Okay, no. Wait. So what is the RC car? Wait. So the RC car is the fastest? I feel some RC car bias happening here. I mean, I do like my RC cars, don't get me wrong. Oh man, this is just not happening. It's confusing that the arrows for changing cars on the left and right. That just like makes no sense to me. They should put them maybe on the side. Oh yeah. Oh, but it's also not very fun because it's not doing the drifting. It's not doing a drifting like a real RC car. Come on. Okay, I'm done. It's a good game. Pod text. Hop potato. What's with people wanting to? So it's like Flappy Bird. Potatoes don't have juice in them. What the heck? Look at you being too critical. You're being too critical. It's a free game, man. I like the high score. Clearly, it's a high score integration test. Wow, 118, huh? It's interesting that how different this game feels than Flappy Bird. Like Flappy Bird is, because you're moving forward, it kind of feels like you're getting somewhere. And here's like always in the same spot, and that changes so much about motivation. Like it feels like with Flappy Bird there's at least the hope that eventually some new things, some new and exciting things happen. But nah. Okay, good. I don't understand. I mean, I kind of understand a little bit maybe with these high score games, but still, like putting your game in such a tiny window is always like a little bit why. This could have been a fun Pico 8 game, but alas, we don't know how that works. I mean, it's not implemented yet. So let's go save FF test. So I want to try something that I have little practice with, which is I want to practice how to have multiple sprite sheets. I know I did it once, but it's not on my. I don't have it stored in my noggins. So I want to see. I want to copy some sprites from Final Fantasy III that I played. And oh, there's maps. That's interesting. There's overworld tile set. Ah, but that's for the map. I mean, that's cool too. So, all right, because it's NES, they're also using 8x8. Can I set a global 8x8 situation here? Because all 16 times 6. Can we go at 8x8? I mean, we could just go 16 by 16, right? We just can ignore it. There's no reason to stick to 8x8. No, wait, it's 16 by 16. The sprite resources are always a little bit unreliable because people copied whatever they see in the emulator, but they don't really copy what is in the in memory. All right, so let's there's a map here for sure. Okay, let me do a screenshot of the map. I just want to recreate, for example, let's recreate the town of Canaan, which is one of the first towns. And I want to recreate this in Pico 8. And we're going to see how big, maybe we need to zoom in a little bit to recreate that Final Fantasy look. I don't really know. Let's open Sprite. You don't even see this, I know, but don't worry, you will see it in a second. Man, Final Fantasy 8 is the best Final Fantasy, right? I was looking at Pico Hunt sprites for the crosshair and got confused when I saw them reset differently. Pico Hunt? What Pico Hunt? So the base tile is horrible. We need to talk about it. This is the wrong green, by the way. Oh yeah, right, we can't use the first sprite. So the base sprite, can you show me a grid? View grid, show me the grid. Show grid, yes. No, that's the wrong grid. Grid settings. Give me a 1x1 grid. That's the ticket, laddie. So in Final Fantasy, they do something strange. The original Final Fantasy has also here. This also doesn't have the grid. Oh man, should we hack in a grid? Or is there a grid? G? No. Or maybe here? No. So it's like this. So like this. This is horrible. Hi PBG Gamer. I'm having a great day. I'm having a good time. I'm currently I'm testing how Final Fantasy NES sprites work in Picotron. I'm testing how the resolution hashes out. Man, I already see myself doing changes to the sprite editor, so I get the grid. Like, especially stuff like this is really annoying. Where you have to recreate something very specific. Okay. said he complaining, but I managed anyway. Okay, so it seems like no, this is two sprites, right? See, this is two sprites actually, because this is one sprite, the blue part here. That's one sprite because that's copied here, right? So it's the blue sprite and the green sprite. Yeah, the orange part is horrible. I don't know why they didn't do something like this. Just makes way more sense to me. That's just like such a no-brainer. I made myself an icon for my Picotron login today, and while I didn't have the not saving issue, and you ran into it last time, I can absolutely see why it's just making. Yeah. I mean, I don't. So I feel like Zep is trying to make everything very like cute and charming, and I think I don't blame him that he would put like a little editor everywhere. I understand. I completely understand. That adds a lot to the coziness of the system. That you can everywhere you go, you can just do like a little icon, and that's a huge joy of these old like Windows like interfaces. As a kid, you would just hang around there and just like enjoy, the icons and be like, "Ooh, what can I do here? And what can I do there? Ooh, what kind of crazy icon is this?" I remember as a kid going through the different Windows tools, and there was like a way to extract icons from different applications, and just like enjoying the pixeled art of the icons. So I'm not gonna be roasting Zep for putting stuff, pixel art editors everywhere, but some of them end up being just a little bit uncomfortable to use. I messed up something. Something is not right. This is correct. What did I get wrong? No, this is correct. This is correct. Except this is right. So there is no dark gray, huh? I guess this is probably the best dark gray that we have. Oh, but the contrast is not quite there. I'm trying to also recreate the color palette from the Final Fantasy and yeah, it's bare bones. But I think that's the point, right? It's supposed to be a little bit bare bones. I don't know if I like this contrast. Maybe this instead? Oh, now this is way too dark now. It's the problem with the Pico 8 color palette. What about this? This is the right kind of contrast, but now you're getting like this tint. So we need to go with this. Oh, what? Oh, wait. Uh-huh. See? We're getting somewhere. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste it in here. Now this needs to be white. Hey, hi, Doken. Hey, Christian. I was going through a bunch of older Laserdisc videos yesterday. When do you think I'm going to do a Q&A? I don't know. Usually, I was on a schedule every 7,000. Is there anything you want to ask me? I think, yeah, I noticed that there was, if we would maintain the 7K rhythm, then there would be one due soon. But I don't know, I wasn't quite feeling it. But maybe I was in the wrong. Wait a minute, I did wrong. I did something wrong. No, I didn't. I did everything correct. Oh yeah, it's correct. So there is a no, what? Why are you not drawing? Okay, there we go. Okay, this is good. Ooh, nope. Yes. I mean, we can be a little bit cheeky. Oh, right. Oh, interesting. And add a bit of a splash of color every now and then, huh? I don't know, I don't like that. Also, just for fun, I tried using Pico 8 and Picotron with a CRT filter overlaid on top. It was an experience for sure. A mostly positive one, thankfully. Yeah, I've used a CRT filter on the web version of Pork-like, which I think is a nice result. There's like always whenever you use a CRT filter, like some kind of web GL hacks kind of situation, there's always some kind of platform that doesn't support it very well, or it looks janky or something. So if there is not one built in, I would not recommend it, or at least from the dev side, I wouldn't recommend mandating it somehow. If you can make it and integrate it seamlessly, that's great. Also, it's a cool experience for sure. Like you can use something that's very simple, like I think it's called Shader Lens or something like this. That had a good result. I haven't tried it with Picotron yet. It feels like it's a bit high res for a CRT. I don't know. Something I haven't tried yet, but I have the possibility to do that, and I kind of like, I'm tempted. I do have a Sony BVM, like a broadcast video monitor, and I was thinking actually putting it behind me. Like I used to have something in the background, like a little image there in the background, like a frame that would show some pixel art, and was considering maybe putting a CRT behind me, and maybe I will do that. That would be a CRT filter. That would be like playing Pico 8 on an actual CRT. On Zepp's website, you see Zepp using like a very cool, like portable TV doing that, and I think that looks always very cool. I just noticed something. The reason why I probably won't set it up behind me, I will do some tests, but probably won't do it in long term, is that CRTs look horrible on camera. There's lots of flickering, and setting up a CRT behind me so it looks good on videos would require me to lock into a certain frame rate on the camera and certain exposure on a camera. And that would make my job of setting up the shots and everything so much harder, especially when lighting situations change. So yeah, that would just add just throw such a wrench in the works. I don't know if I want to deal with that. Wait, did I get something wrong here? Because look, here's 2 dots. Oh, you don't see this. Let me put it full screen, why not? You see, here's 2 dots, right? And here's not 2 dots. This is a different tile. This is the same this is the same as this, but these are different tiles. Huh. Oh, because they're repeating, huh? Interesting. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Whatever. It's not a perfect recreation. It's not going to be perfect either way. But I do want to. It would be nice to have a bit of an excuse to use the BVM a little bit more, because you know, it's not going to be working forever. Eventually, that BVM will die, and then I don't know if I will find even a TV technician that can repair them. Is Picotron a retro emulator thing? No. It is a fantasy console. You could say it is a retro engine, but it's not emulating anything specific. It's its own thing. Okay, so we have this. We could recreate this map now, right? Broadly speaking. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we haven't recreated, but... Is this real life, or is this fantasy? Caught in a landslide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I'm already in this car. Should I just like count the pixels? That's gonna be easier, huh? Are we not scrolling? Are we not scrolling? Sprite, you piece of crap. Why are you not scrolling when I... Oh, come on. I hate this. What now? In Photoshop this would work. Whatever, we're gonna use Photoshop. Ah! I just want to count. I just want to count the pixels and the world they are living. Yeah, I wonder if it makes sense, if I ever make a game in this kind of style, if it makes sense to go down to 8x8 tiles, or if it makes sense to operate in 16x16 tiles. I think for simplicity's sake, 16x16 might be easier. It just like adds a lot of... Wow! No, I thought this was 100x100 pixels. 512 times 496. $512 divided by 16, 496 divided by 16, 31, 32. There we go. Oh, let's keep it 32, 32. It's fine. It's It's fine. Jedi. 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 Oh, I got it wrong. Yeah, this is nice. I haven't used the the map editor in Picotron yet, so this is kind of nice. So like this, right? Technically like this because it's a little bit taller. I wish it was a little bit taller. I wish no. I'm so damn locked in on Doodle Duck right now. I found a really good strat. I tell you, it's the multiplayer experience of the year. That's what all the kids are saying. Mom, I'm so locked in on Doodle. I'm gonna quit. My career is gonna be become a professional Doodle Duck player. The esports scene is about to pop. It's gonna be so lit. La 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 la. Uh-oh. It's really nice how they add this little shadow tile. It's not very costly, it's just 2 extra tiles that they're using basically. But it just adds so much. I really appreciate Final Fantasy III in this regard. They do such a better job, especially at the environment sprites level. They do such a better job than Final Fantasy I. It's kind of sick. Okay, so let's save this. What other tile shall be? So I would love to. Let's recreate the flowers. And let's recreate the bricks. The flowers are not my favorite one actually. The flowers are okay, just okay. Huh? Oh, interesting. It has a little bit of this part in it, huh? Okay. Just like trying to. Okay, let me log in here. Why? Why do I have to die? I want to get the first 10k. Nobody's doing it because everybody's busy making games with Picotron. That esports drugs give me an idea. Imagine if someone makes a card similar to the NES World Championships Multiple Games One. I think designing for competitive is always difficult because competitive games live off of popularity, not because of their design. Nobody designed Super Mario Brothers to be speedrun. There is speedrun. I know it's a curse. People speedrun Super Mario Brothers not because it's uniquely suited for speedrunning. It's people speedrun Super Mario Brothers because it's very popular. And that's a part that you don't have access to as a game designer. You can't decide whether your game is going to be popular or not. There's obviously some some differences. For example, fighting games are more competitive, general, like made for competition, designed with competition in mind. That's a different thing. Or like the recent Pokemon Champions or something like this. But even Pokemon Champions is already like it's responding to a demand of people wanting to play Pokemon in competitive fashion and having a dedicated platform for that. But whenever you have situations where somebody wants to create a competitive game from scratch, that's always a bit of a hit and miss. You can try it, I mean, for sure. Don't let me discourage you. So the flowers here are orange. Whatever, we're gonna keep them orange. We are using slightly more colors than NES. Maybe to a fault. Maybe we should. But no, I think this is the right choice here. This is something I would be ready to question. That's so nice, by the way. I haven't noticed like how this suggests that this is the leaf, but it doesn't quite close it. So it feels like it's more embedded into like it's growing out of the thick grass. That's so cool. I really appreciate, or I like how this leaf is thicker than this leaf, which gives you a bit of a sense of perspective or like a thickness. That's when they hit you with that good sprite work. Is it Eyes on Me? Is this Final Fantasy VIII again? Final Fantasy VIII has such a great music. I just played some Dinky Kong, and yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, Picotron. I mean, it's good that we have the high scores. That opens the floodgates. I would definitely, I'm eager to see some of my games being converted to. I would definitely do that. Convert some of my games to high scores in Pico 8. Maybe even work on what? On a Picotron version of some of those games. It's interesting that we're recreating like this chaotic mess of a cobblestone, but like precisely every pixel has to be exactly the correct spot. But as a pixel artist, you would just like something in there, some scenes, you wouldn't take it so literally. I wonder if Calican will get high score. Absolutely, it will get. All of the shmups that we created will get high score. That's just such an integral part of it, man. People will be score chasing those games. Yeah, but that's what I mean. We made those games, and it's really fun if they're played for high score. They're made to be played for high score, but we can't force people to play those games on high score, right? If the people are not going to play the game, then nobody will be caring about those high scores. If you're one player who's like, I'm just going to like go sicko mode on this game, right? That's your motivation is highly dependent on how many people care about what you're going to achieve in this game. Like, there's maybe some people who are very, very insular and like I don't even care what if people are watching or not. Stream as if nobody's watching. But and I definitely get that. But at some point, it's just going to be more likely for people to show up and start doing competitive stuff if there's enough people caring about high scores. And if there's just the critical mass is not there, then it doesn't really matter if the game is designed for it or not. It will just not happen. Like, for example, I like to speedrun Final Fantasy. I haven't done it in a while, but I like to speedrun Final Fantasy Adventure, and I love it. And there's a really nice, tight-knit community, and we're exchanging stuff. But it's just like not such a popular game to speedrun as 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 as other Final Fantasy games, or even Secret of Mana. I think this is correct. So there's a dark tile here, I noticed. Yeah, it's really nice to go through this process and just like understand how much stuff there is to even such a simple map like this one. It's so cool. It doesn't seem like such a crazy map, but it is. So let's do like this, so we know that the fountain goes in here. Also very cool that when there's like a single special tile to have the fountain. I also like the bridges. The bridges, it just has so much depth. It feels like there's multiple floors. Very cool. So that would be the entrance here, right? Oh, that looks sick already. That looks sick. Okay, so this would be the correct resolution, right? It's a little bit. You have to compare it to a screenshot. Doodle duck. Doodle duck. Doodle duck. Doodle's more than a duck could do. Doodle duck. Doodle duck. So what I'm gonna try to do this, I can already tell you, what I'm gonna try to do this week is to stream every day, except on Wednesday. Wednesday not gonna be any streaming, but otherwise I'd really enjoy this actually, and I want to do it more. Interesting. That's an interesting way to do this. Oh, right, because it's the same thing that always repeats. Interesting. Yeah, because it's a... So like this. Like this, right? Let's just fill this up. The shadow, I don't know. It's not my favorite tile from these. Yeah, we're being a little bit wasteful here, for sure. It needs to be reformed for sure. Why is it 7 times 7? Oh, okay, it's the position, it's not the size. Oh. Uh-oh. Interesting, when it does that, it... I wonder if it is possible to create maps like using 8x8 tiles. Yeah, of course. You can see, you can set the tile size here. I wonder what the lock is for. It needs to be reformed for sure. Man, French music, I know, right? Okay. This is correct, right? Yeah. So it's like this, and then another one, something like this. And then here, just one tile bridge. 1, 2, 3, and then up. And then here 2 tiles of a bridge, and then boop, 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 boop. Something like this. I remember when I first started making tile sets, I used to do them 16 times 16, but nowadays I find it so much easier to create lots of variants. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. The problem I have with that is that it takes such a long time to create maps with 8x8 tiles. So if I ever did something like that, I would probably want to have like an intermediate step, like they have in the actual games, where I first have the raw tiles, the 8x8 tiles, and then I create meta tiles, and then I build the maps out of the meta tiles. And it seems like a lot of systems that you have to put up. And then I just wanted to experiment a little bit here. So like the meta tiles, yeah, it's called meta tiles. Haven't you watched the video? Haven't you watched the video, BBJ Gamer? My voice is break. I'm so outraged. Tile work indeed. Lucky Striker, what's going on? Oh no. Lucky Striker. People are been already discussing in the chat. We're discussing Calican, but also as a schmupdiff yourself. Are you planning to put the newest high score features in Steel Search as well? Oh yeah, it's the same tile, right? Funny. Oh man, I love the Balam Garden theme. That's such a good song. I could listen to it all day, and I actually do sometimes. I don't know, there's something very relaxing about this theme. I know, right? It's crazy good. But yeah, when you have water in this game like this, you would probably want to do the cool animation that they have in the real Final Fantasy game. Oh, interesting. Look at this. They have a slightly different. Oh, that's intentional, huh? Well, I wonder why. What, I guess to indicate that this is not just like a straight floor. Huh. Oops. Oh, that brings me to an idea. So these are dark now. What if we make them bright? Does that look more friendly? Oops, didn't want to do that. Ooh, nope. Nope. Oh, make this go away. Maybe too bright. Maybe this is the correct brightness. But yeah, I don't think so. I don't. Oh, that's not the play though. That's not the play. This is better, but it's just like oof. Yeah, it's a careful balance. Oh, the minor key theme, very good. With minor key, I'm musically incompetent. Wait, this is not quite correct, right? I guess it doesn't matter. Wait, this is not aligned correctly. Needs to be higher up, huh? Okay, like this, like this, like this. And that's better. Unless these tiles are not. Wait. If we count this 2 here, 2 here. No, this is correct. So this also needs to be, yeah, okay, got it. This is correct. Also, I haven't seen the Pokemon remake video yet. Oh, dude! It's just hanging out, Lucky Striker. I had an idea. I had an idea, and I'm trying to experiment a little bit with this. Maybe it could be a video for it could be the foundation for a future video. But right now, I'm just like curious. Lucky Striker. The thing I'm curious about is whether, or like, let me put it different. If you put original NES sprites in Picotron, how will they look? So I'm trying to find, are they going to be a little bit too tiny, or are they going to be too zoomed in? Like what's the resolution relationship between Picotron and NES? I just want to have a bit of a feeling for this. I would be interested in recreating like a NES style RPG. Yeah, R&D, exactly. I'm just like chilling out a little bit, doing some pixel art. I would be interested in doing RPG, like NES style RPG in Picotron. But this is just R&D for that. This is not really, I'm not really starting it now. It's just like, I'm trying to figure out how I would even start doing something like this. There's so many questions, you Knov. R&D is always how my project starts. You can know the thing. Yeah. And also, like, you get inspired by your own work. It's like, oh, something like it's kind of like you in your head. Things in your head are always either too perfect and too boring, and you gotta create something to be like, this is both worse and so much better than I thought. Like, the thing I thought would be cool is actually not cool, but actually look at this. That's the real deal. I haven't even thought about that. Also, I always like to just spend some time with the pixel art of the old games, because like, you learn so much cool stuff here. Like this is not necessarily very cool, but it's a nice cliff face, it's very useful. I like how they create layers here. I was talking about this, how they create, in this map, they're able to create, it feels like there's so much depth to it. You don't get that much in the previous Final Fantasies, in the earlier Final Fantasies, but in this definitely you see like so much nice depth to everything. Oh man, Final Fantasy has such a good music. It's funny that people like a lot about Final Fantasy, but actually it's the music that is carrying everything else. I feel it's doing a lot of heavy lifting. Okay, so this is gonna be Bridge. Okay, and then something like 3 tiles up. That's a little bit too much, I think. So something like this, right? Okay. This is starting to look like something. Yeah, I can totally see how like a cool level designer could go to town monetize it like this. Yeah, this is good stuff, man. Oh wait, something's not quite right. Oh yeah. This is correct. Yeah. I'm feeling. Let's create this part here. This sweet cliffside here. Yeah. Oh man, this is so cool. You can just like create such a nice little sense of depth. This is such a cool nook as well because it's like actually a bit of a secret. Oh, that's a new tile. Interesting. Haven't you noticed? Yeah, the shadows really add so much. That these are such a must. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, you're just doing it every day, right? And then you look back at your work and it's like, wow. Not to toot in my own horn too much, but yeah. It's always fun to, at the end of the month, to be like, oh wow, I did all this stuff, huh? Okay, so shall we? It's always a bit of a, how do we organize the time map, right? I want to maybe focus on the grass, on the natural elements first. Yes, see something I love? Look at this. They have different, here, there's a different roof tiles than here. And for these roofs, they have like this little thing here, this little, so they change, the roof tile change directions and also have a little chimney. They're cooking. They're cooking! I wonder if using the darker color would make sense here, because we are not limited to the kind of limitations that there. But I kind of want to keep it real for now. I want to keep it real. I kind of like the NES style, as much as people. I want to do a video like this someday, but maybe I will never do it because I will just get angry. I want to do a video at one point. I wanted to maybe do a video at one point about how there's like this common narrative that pixel art is made for CRT. That there's something, you know, that the pixel art that we see today in sharp monitors is somehow wrong. And the real pixel art is really like there's some kind of magic trick that happens when you watch pixel art on CRTs. And I'm not necessarily, it's a bit of a difficult subject because it's, yeah, it really depends, that's what I'm saying, yeah. It's a difficult subject because I'm not going to stand there and be like, no, this is wrong, I'm debunking this myth, you know. It's definitely true, like CRTs are great in pixel art quite often, especially a console pixel art looks great on CRTs. And there's definitely sometimes some effects that are made specifically for CRTs. So for example, like the famous Sonic waterfall, that's just made for CRT. Some sprites every now and then. It's like, okay, this is a special effect that where they took advantage of the fact that CRTs blur stuff out and to make it seem like it's high resolution than it actually is. And there's like, you know, lots of images that are being posted, you know, comparison CRT versus LCD's screen. But now comes the but. But that doesn't mean, first of all, that all pixel art in the history of game development was made for CRTs. There was tons of pixel art that was never meant to be displayed on CRTs, or at least not blurry CRTs. And that pixel art didn't look different. That was the same pixel art. It's not like there's like some kind of different method or something at creating pixel art when it's been done for CRTs. It's the same techniques. It looks similar. Sometimes it's the same sprites. They just put on a non-blurry monitor, and it's fine. So there was never like this kind of like, oh, it has to be on. Like there's like quite often like this essentialism, like it has to be on CRT or it's trash, you know. So that's what something that riles me up when people are like, oh, this is not really pixel art because it's not CRT. But also, there's tons of pixel art. No, actually, that's the same point I'm repeating again. Yeah, so there's like, for example, a pixel art on PCs that wasn't blurry. Those PC monitors were not blurry. There were CRTs, but they just weren't blurry. They were high-resolution displays. You could see the pixels. The pixels were chunky AF. Oh, I need to get the thing. Man, you know what sucks about living in Germany? I didn't mute, yeah. Every now and then a person comes in and begs for money for like a ambulance kind of situation. It's weird. It's like a organization happening. And they always pop in and beg for donations. And it sucks because like they put you on the spot, you know, you have to do it now. It's very like it's weird. It's a weird system. There's like every country has like these kind of like weird exploits, and that's one of those in Germany. Yeah, not all pixel art is made for CRTs, that's what I'm saying. Like, pixel art is not... CRTs are not the end-all and be-all of pixel art. It's just one type of pixel art. And there's just, like, a lot of nuance to it. So, for example, like... again, PC displays, PC CRTs, PC monitors were not blurry. And we had chunky pixel art on those. And that was specifically chunky pixel art because they were not... That was pixel art was not created at the resolution of the monitors. Those were lower resolutions. So, for example, if you play something like Monkey Island, I'm pretty sure that runs at 640 times 480, or maybe 320. No, it was 640 times 480. And you would run it on a PC monitor that had a higher internal resolution than that. Like, I know, 1024 times 767 or something. Yay, look at TV, let's go! And so the monitor, even back then, the monitor would upscale the pixels of the game, and they would be square and super crisp. That's how I've seen a lot of pixel art in my life. Most of the pixel art, in fact, was like this. I saw chunky pixels. That was pixel art. And the pixel art in Monkey Island is also really good. Quality pixel art. So if somebody comes in and is like, oh, this is not real pixel art, it's like, are you denying my experience? Like what? Like I'm not saying that all pixel art has to be chunky. So if you want to put a CRT filter on it, you go to town and show me your settings, you know. I'm down. But don't deny that chunky pixel art is good too. what are we even doing here, you know? I put a different color on these. Maybe I should, should maybe still be orange. Let's try orange. I mean, it's more authentic when it's orange, right? Yeah. Let's put it like this. And yeah, the Game Boy was also LCD, but you know, when you get like into those, because there's some videos that are circulating, you know, about this kind of stuff. And when you get to those CRT essentialists, there's so much revisionist history, and you can tell anything you want because like these technologies quite often doesn't exist anymore. People aren't paying attention. You know, Gen Z or Gen Alpha have never seen a CRT, so you can tell them anything you want and they will believe it. They don't have any context to fact check all this stuff. And so there's just so much misinformation happening because it's like, you know, it's fun to be like the expert and be like, did you know that? Blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, spit some random facts to blow people's mind. Did you know that all of pixel art is actually wrong? And what we're looking at is actually a bastardization of what actual pixel art looks like. This is what it actually looked like back in the day, you know. Oh, what? This looks so different. Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. So what you get is, for example, with Game Boy, the Game Boy was pretty crisp. It was pretty crisp pixels, but it was quite blurry as well. Like, especially when things were moving, you got a lot of motion blur. And it was quite dim, so it was not very high contrast kind of picture. Depending on the lighting situation, obviously. I'm talking, of course, about the effect of playing the Game Boy on a car at night with the street lanterns passing by. That was the best effect. That's the way it's meant to be played. So yeah, the game was quite blurry, and so that's kind of like a place for the essentialists to retreat. It's like, oh, but you know, the Game Boy screen was still quite blurry, right? So it wasn't crisp pixels, and so they will be like, when the Game Boy Advance came out, you know, it was actually also pretty dim because it wasn't backlit, and the colors are supposed to melt together. So many horrible videos. I was thinking about doing a video about this and like going through the arguments and debunking them, or at least addressing them a little bit. And it's like, I just get so upset about this stuff. It's the somebody's wrong on the internet syndrome, you know. Oh yeah, no, it is there. I could pull it up. It's this one guy. You know that there's like a TikTok of a bearded guy walking down the street and telling all this stuff. And then there was a follow-up video by this same guy, less famous one, less known one, where he makes the argument that because the Game Boy Advance wasn't backlit, it was blurring the colors, and that's how the pixel art was meant to be experienced. And a lot of the Game Boy Advance games were designed with that kind of blurring the colors and making it less blocky in mind. And therefore, pixel art is never meant to be. I don't use TikTok myself, but you know, the pipeline is always like from TikTok to it gets from TikTok to YouTube, and not just like as YouTube Shorts, but people start commenting on it and like, you know. So it's like there's like a social media pipeline of people being wrong. And people take that for face value, you know. They're like, oh yeah, I guess pixel art is different than I thought. Oh my gosh. And the thing is, like, the problem is, like, it's not even completely wrong. It's not like, there is some sense of truth to it, in the sense that, yes, old Game Boy Advance, the first Game Boy Advance games were quite dim, because there was no backlight. And yes, it's true that especially the first Game Boy games, were designed to compensate for the dimness of the screen. You could see that when you look at the Super Mario World. They made a Super Mario World version for the Game Boy Advance. And if you put like the original Super Mario World side by side in an emulator next to the Game Boy Advance version, you see that the Game Boy Advance version has a lot brighter colors. Everything is like the brightness cranked up. And that is to compensate for the fact that the screen was dim in the first place. So in some cases they pay attention to this. But I'm pretty sure that after Game Boy SP came out, nobody cared about that anymore. Like, if you're still using the old Game Boy Advance, what are you even doing, man? I mean, it's also a funny thing, like, what is the real Game Boy Advance experience? There's so many Game Boy Advances. There's like the Game Boy Advance. There's the Game Boy Advance SP, the first one. There's the second one. There's two Game Boy Advance SP with different screens. There is the Game Boy Micro. There is the you could play the Game Boy games on a GameCube. You could play it on a original DS, which had a different screen than the DS Lite, which you could also play the Game Boy Advance. So, would the real GBA screen please stand up? But then the guy is like, "No, this is the correct one. I picked the one that supports my idea." And I declare that as the original experience, the authentic experience. Like, if that was supposed to be the authentic experience, then why did they make all these other Game Boys? Seems like a waste of resources to create screens that show the image wrong. Can we look it up? I want to see if I can Google this, because it's so funny that the argument's so bad. CRT pixel art TikTok. No cortisol. Oh, there's this guy. This is this guy. It's always this guy. My life is an RPG is this guy.
On a monitor and a CRT at the same time. And he's captured some pretty interesting graphical differences.
So my life is an RPG. And then let me show his most popular video. Is this one video that he got very far? No, actually, it's other popular videos. Oh my gosh! Yeah, there we go. There
Modern day pixel art is emulating a style.
So this is the original being wrong on the internet video. And then where's the follow up? Where's the GBA follow up? He has a crazy collection of extremely wrong videos about different things. Although I don't know, he's maybe not the wrongest person in the world. Oh my gosh, I don't want TikTok, please. Modern pixel. He went back to this well, for sure. Can I search for a topic? Is text a thing on TikTok? I don't even know. My life as an RPG. GBA. Screen. It's hard to find. There's no search function, I think, on. You could technically search My life is a GBA or LCD. Oh, there it is. I think this is the one. It
I'm
has.
assuming the developers knew which screen the GBA would have. Yes, because we have historical evidence that they did. This is one of the first GBA.
There we go. LCD. Where is it? Oh, maybe he deleted it because it was so wrong. It would be so fun. Pixel. Oh, my chat is not doing so well. Okay, there we go. My chat window.
You guys know the deal. First I post the no nuance November, then I go into the nuance. So when I say pixel art is a CRT monitor, scan lines across the screen. More amazing, here we can see the difference, but it is mod of the graphic art, so that is the core of.
No, that's not the right one.
Can I show you what modern day pixel? All the def monitor, you can see all the sprites.
Now he's claiming that he posted pixel art from Stardew Valley
often feels cheap.
on a CRT monitor,
if you take a lethal hit,
which is a little bit weird because that's not a game that was made for CRT.
And mutagenics. Well,
okay, never mind. I can't find it, but there was definitely a video where he was saying how GBA videos were more rounded or something like this. I'm gonna bring down those cortisol levels. I'm gonna go back to my degenerate pixel art. It's not correct. It's not on the CRT. Where are the scan lines? Why are the pixels not rounded? It's so interesting that they bring the blue color in here. It's a little bit different shade of blue here as well. So I am a little bit off. But we're going to see how that works. I'd rather not introduce... I mean, we always could introduce new colors. Oh, I'm getting a message from my wife. All right. She's she was supposed to leave today for a trip with her class, with her school, and the flight was cancelled yesterday evening. So that's just give you an insight into how crazy unreliable my life is. Because I was planning to spend some quality time with my daughter, and we were trying to how to make it work. So when my wife is not there, I can still do some work and still care of my daughter. And I have to balance like a bunch of new courses that I have to do this semester. And then suddenly it's like, no, actually everything that we planned, scratch that. Instead, we do it a whole different now. It's like, ah! I was already mentally prepared, not now. I would like to repeat the old colors. It's definitely a different color. They're more reddish here. And I kind of like the reddishness as well, so it's a little bit sad. Oh, one thing that also always drives me up the walls about this pixel art discussion, and that's something I also want to address, is that one image that is quite often reposted is this image from Super Mario RPG of Princess Peach being tied up, and then there's like always like a, you know, how it looks when with chunky pixels and how it looks with blurry pixels, and clearly it looks a lot better with blurry pixels. And that's another one of those images that's like lives rent-free in my head for so many reasons. One reason is that it's not pixel art. It's a pixelated sprite for sure, but it wasn't made like this with pixel. That what nobody sat down and pixelated that Princess Peach. That is a 3D rendering that was scaled down, so you get a lot of anti-aliasing, because that's what happens when you scale high resolution images down. And yes, these look better when you do apply a lot of blurring, because they're supposed to be actually a higher resolution image. And you're not supposed to pay attention to individual pixels. That's why they're not pixel art. Interesting how they keep reusing the same colors. It's such a cool use of the color palette. I'm assuming that they have a like limited amount of colors that they can use per screen, and so they have to keep going down to the same few colors. And they did such a good job at this. Like just a few colors. I mean, there's one job that they didn't do such a good job. There's one place where they didn't do such a good job, which is here. I think one more color would have added so much, and that's why I did it here as well. I really hate that orange sprite, that orange pixel there. Oh man, this is so relaxing. This is my vibe. Okay. Is it like this? Oh yeah, and then also something that also concerns me and that I'm asking myself a lot recently is, what's with the roofs in America? Why are roofs such a big deal in America? I hear so many problems with roofs have to be remade and being expensive. Like, why don't you just make good roofs? I don't get it. It seems like that's such a major concern for a lot of people that I listen to some podcasts, and it seems like a lot of people who own a house in America have problems with roofs. And like, I mean, there's definitely roofing happening in Germany, but it's like, you do it and then it's finished. There's not such a big concern of having to redo the roof or something. Like they last a long time. Maybe I'm not a house owner myself. Maybe maybe it's actually not as carefree as I thought, but we have some very old roofs here in the neighborhood. These are, you know, houses that are a century old. And every now and then you redo them maybe a little bit, but you know, this is very rare. Most of the time they're doing fine. So this, I love how they even can make multiple stories here. That's so cool. Don't even need a oh, interesting. So this is an interesting tile. They invested a lot in this tile, huh? Because it's like 2 additional tiles to make that little chimney. Huh. Okay, let's recreate all of the... I want to recreate this roof as well. Oh, I also... it would be nice to have the... Well, let's do the decoration at the very end, huh? This is also such a nice wall tile because you can make multiple floors and it still looks fine. Like you can stack them. Ooh! Interesting. Wow. These are interesting tile solutions. Oh, single window tile? Oh my gosh. I'm tripping. Embernick just officially announced their new 1-to-1 device. What? I think you're missing a black bar above... sorry, my chat was paused. Above the door sprite? No, that black bar comes from the tile above it. Show me the Embernick device. Okay. Oh, it's slide out. Damn, they're gonna make you buy it again, huh? Ooh, that's sick. Oh no, it's rotator potato. Okay. It's a rotator potato. Huh? It's from aluminium. So I'm not expecting it to be under 100, and honestly. I mean, maybe it's 99 or something like this. I'm not a big fan of aluminium handhelds. Interesting. Oh, it looks like Android. This looks like Android. It would make sense to have Android if you want it to be like this lifestyle experience. If it's Android, then I'm out. I'm out. It's not going to be running Pico 8, or if it will run Pico 8, it will be horrible. Do not like. Give me the Linux or give me death. Also, I'm. Yeah, I know, but it's like all workarounds. There's a wrapper, I know. I am a banana. I also don't like the rotator potato that much. The reason why I don't like it is I like clamshells because it's nice to be able to toss it in your backpack without any extra protection to protect the screen, right? But the rotator potato is like the worst of both worlds. You still have like the mechanical complexity of having to rotate it and so forth. But the fact that when you and the buttons can't protrude too much because they have to still stow away, right? But oh, interesting. They made a forest with those tiles. That's cool. But then you still need the additional protection, and so then you have to put it like in a special case to protect it. And then all the extra stuff. That's a special tile. Huh. That's so cool. So I don't know if I like this. Maybe they will do something similar that they do with the RGB. No, with the Cube, where they will bring out a low budget Linux version, and then I might be interested in it. Okay, so I'm assuming it's 8 pixels, right? So it's like something like this. This part is new. Yeah, exactly. Wrong tool. Okay, this part is new. Oh. What an opening for a game. Like, what a spectacular opening. Like the sense of scale going from the micro to the macro. It's Final Fantasy, man. It's very interesting how they utilize, how they take advantage of all of the sprites that are available to create really interesting environments. I'm kind of blown away. There's more to it than you think. You look at it and it's like, oh, there's a bunch of sprites stacked on top of each other, but like it took a lot of work to make this, to design this. All right, we can actually do. No, we can't because there's this thing. How do they make that work? I'm curious. Okay, let me finish the roof, and then we're gonna get to this part because this is a bit crazy. Also, the waterfall as well. Okay, so let me get this roof right. By the way, I only have half an hour left. And then we're gonna wrap things up for today. But I will be back tomorrow, probably. I will do my best to return tomorrow so we can continue. Alright, PPG Gamer. Have a good day, or night, or wherever you are. Also, overworld music of Final Fantasy VIII is also very good. Oh, I got it wrong. I mean, there's so many embryonic devices coming out, right? At some point, it's like, do you even need another one? You haven't even touched your previous one. Is everything alright, babe? You haven't even touched. I mean, I do feel, recreating this, I do feel the wastefulness of having to create a whole new 16x16 tile to do something that was actually done with a single 8x8 tile. I do feel the wastefulness here. Unfortunate, unfortunate. Okay. So I recreated this part. So let me recreate the roof tiles for this. This is crazy. How did they do that? Oh, interesting. Okay, so it does fill the entire tile in height. It's always a bit cursed that I always get this editor and this editor confused because this part looks the same. The same thing in Pico 8. I always wanted to start drawing the sprite in the level editor. And then I realized, like, oh, why is it working? Have I deactivated something? Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Okay. Yeah, this is not hard. But what about these, huh? What about them apples? So they seem to be the same thing. It's just 3 tiles, right? Huh. No, 4 tiles. Interesting. Okay, so let's get this part here because I think this is clearer. Because this is 16 times 16, right? No. No. Huh? Arr? Okay, so I'm assuming we're starting here and then going here. This is the 16 times 16. This is it? I guess. Yeah. It lines up here. Okay. So this would mean that this part is what we want to copy. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay. All right, so let's copy this twice, and then we're gonna copy this here. That's gonna be this top part. This top part can't have space between. I mean, they could create a meta tile that does that, but we don't have a tile to make this part have some space between to the top of the roof. You have to make it directly underneath the top of the roof, which is fine. Again, it's one of those things when I would create this, I would like obsess about being able to create any kind of roof configuration, and it's always very good for me to see how real developers did this, or like old school developers did this. Because it seems like they were not worrying about this. Or at least, if they were worrying about this, they later abandoned that. They overcame the OCD that I'm struggling with. Ooh, that's such a cool tile, man. I dig it. Oh, so that's the same tile repeated? Is that true? Or is it just like the... Ah. Okay. Okay. So this part. And you get 16 pixels in this direction. And then 16 pixels in this direction. All right. Hmm. Okay. Okay, there's a black. Interesting that they added this black line here. That's not a one I would expect. Oh, also this is interesting. This upper part. I guess that's where it transitions into this slope. Also, this is interesting. Why is it not like this? It seems like it would be cleaner if it was like this. Huh. Is that just a bug? No. Interesting. It seems like that seems like they made a mistake. It seems like it's supposed to be like this. Looks cleaner like that. But who am I gonna argue with? Yeah, now I cannot unsee this. Oh my gosh, this is infuriating. Okay. So what are we gonna do to here? 1, 2, 2. And then here as well. Okay. Large search. Oh yeah, and also I need to. There's this middle piece here. Can you move the selection? Is that possible? I guess not, huh? So something like this. Oof. That's gonna be difficult to recreate. So we know that in the center we want to have this. And then here it's mainly this stuff. So let me just like burp. And I can draw on top. So this is correct. And then we're gonna have like this diagonal here. And then going out like this. Interesting that it's not symmetrical. Okay. This is not correct, I noticed. Because the original has them not quite symmetrical. It's a wild choice. I wouldn't have done this. But it does work. It does compel me though. There is that thing again. I guess it's the same sprite probably, huh? I mean, now that I'm seeing this, I'm kind of tempted to implement a meta tile system. That's kind of like in the spirit of. Wait, something is wrong here. Oh, interesting. What? This is wild. That it goes down a pixel? I mean, it does work very well. It adds a little bit of shading here, but wow. It's insane. Okay, sick. I think I got it, right? Just checking every part. No, not quite. This is correct. Yeah, the added asymmetry is great, but I think this is because this part here is actually this part, right? Yeah. So that's probably why. And also this part here is this part here. Oh, mwah. I reckon. So cool. Ah, what happened? Oh, it flipped. Okay, got it. Yeah, and it's not that many tiles. That's so crazy. It looks like it's such a huge tax on the tile set, but it's actually not. The 8x8 stuff is so efficient. So this one has a flat roof. Also, you can tell that they needed this to put the... So they can clearly indicate where the shops are. Because that's a good place for these things to go. Very interesting. Very good. Mwah. I love it. Okay. Let me add the fountain. With these extras decorations, I want to add them last. But the fountain and bridges are kind of important, and maybe the stairs as well. So let me do those next. So let me do the stairs next. That's not very difficult sprite to draw. Yeah, but you can tell that they're using very little. So there's two takeaways, or multiple takeaways. First of all, using just a few colors, that adds to that look, but very well chosen colors. You can count those colors, right? Probably like 8 or so. And they taking advantage of the 8-bit tiles to get the most bang for the buck, so to speak. And that's something I respect the heck out of it. Also, like, for how the bridge is just white. That's such an unusual choice. I wouldn't be thinking like, oh, let's make I want to have to make a bridge. Let's start with white. People like me, myself included, sometimes we treat colors like materials. So it's like, okay, bridge, concrete or rock needs to start gray. What do you mean a white bridge? I guess you could have a white bridge. So what are these? Just these blue highlights on this bridge, huh? And then there is the shadow. The shadow makes it really nice. Oh man. They figured it out, man. They figured it out! That doesn't even look like such a great tile. But in context, it's the context. Also this part is very important. I noticed that you... Let's just fill everything here with white. It's gonna be mostly white anyway. That you have a bit of shadow underneath the bridge. Oh man, this is so sick. Because it's kind of can be hard to make these. Also, it's it's symmetrical. Yeah, it has to be 3, obviously. Very good. Oh, this is masterpiece. Very nice, very nicely done. Yeah, I'm getting my kicks out of that one. I always switch to the code editor. Oh yeah. Yeah. I wonder if they went with white so that it would not break the visual effect of the river into separated chunks. How do you mean? I was thinking, okay, we can try it actually. That's a good question. We can try it. What happens if we make the bridge gray? Because they have the gray, right? You could use the gray as well. It's like this. Just like a very dumb way of doing this, right? Or let's make this bridge also gray. Right? So now we have gray bridges. Yeah. They just pop less. It just doesn't look nice. It just they kind of blend with the hello, by the way. Yeah. They blend too much with the ground, with the cobblestones. They need it to be white, so it pops a little bit more. So it kind of like feels more. Yeah, there's also maybe more contrast with the water as well. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, man. They were cooking. Is that a tile? That's a special tile. Interesting. Yeah, I need to get to the bottom of that, how that works. And this goes up. And there's a special tile here. We need to figure this one out. Yeah, I remember going here as well. That's a very cool secret as well. Hey, the squeamish! How are we doing the squeamish? Oh, very nice, like staggered situation. So the forest doesn't look as regular. This is Final Fantasy III on the NES. I have to always say it's on the NES because, as you know, there's a bit of a naming foobar happening with Final Fantasy numbering because they got out of sync for a short time in America and in Japan. So the American Final Fantasy numbers don't quite sync up with the Japanese ones sometimes, and sometimes you have to be like, no, I mean this Final Fantasy, not the other one. An easy way to do that is to say like on which console they were released. Okay, let me finish up this part here, and then I'm gonna end the stream, and we're probably gonna continue doing this or something else tomorrow. Yeah, this is the part where you enter the secret. This is the secret area, actually. No, 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 this is correct. No, okay, this goes a little bit higher. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Any recommendations on how to learn better music creation in Picotron? It's a big step. Yeah, I don't know. I'm here with you, man. I have no idea. I'm not a good musician anyway. And I can do some bloops and bleeps in Pico 8, but I'm really struggling on Picotron myself, yeah. I don't know, sadly, how to improve or how to fix that problem. But if I see anything, I will definitely let you know. I will make a video or something. Because it's something that also concerns me a lot. I was hoping that we would get something to easily port music from Pico 8 to Picotron. Like a, importer or something like this. And I worked a little bit on that at the very beginning when it came out. And we got some instruments replicated very well. But other instruments, and especially the ones that are important for sound effects, are just really hard to recreate in Picotron. Not that Picotron is not capable, it's definitely more capable than Pico 8, but it just works differently, the logic is different, and so... Yeah. All right, we almost got there. I think the only real disconnect is having to create instruments and trackers. Yeah, the trackers. There's also some features of the tracker that when I used the tracker last time around, I was missing some small features. All right, so this is we almost got it. There's the waterfall that we still need to do. I'm gonna save this somewhere. Let's save it on the desktop. FF3. Yeah, we're going to return tomorrow around the same time-ish, maybe a little bit later, and we're going to continue this creation here. I want to create a waterfall still. Those illustrations here are missing. Oh, this thing is missing, the fountain. And oh yeah, and also obviously the outlines here to make it appear as a plateau. Wonderful, wonderful. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. It was great to get back a little bit into the dev seat. I definitely want to continue this a couple of times, couple of streams long, because I want to be walking around in this map. And then also I want to create a second screen that is the battle screen. I want to see how text looks like, and what text looks like, and how much space we have to design UI and stuff like that. Thank you so much for joining me, and see you next time around. See you tomorrow, perhaps. Bye bye.